In this video, we're going to review why every company should be running A/B tests, what is A/B testing, where you can run your A/B tests, what you can A/B test, and how you can actually get started doing it. To begin, I want to start out with a case study. This comes from Microsoft, where specifically for the Bing website, one of the ideas they had for that was a simple change that wouldn't require a lot of time and effort, but because there were so many ideas in their testing program, this idea got deprioritized by the product manager, so they never actually ran the test. This test idea languished in their queue for about 6 months until one day an engineer saw that the test itself, the test idea, would be very easy to accomplish. So they coded up the test in just a few hours, and they launched the test, and within just a few hours, they started seeing these triggers, that they were seeing abnormally high revenue and that something must have been wrong. However, nothing was wrong. It was an A/B test, and this one test variation increased their conversions by 12%, which on an annual basis led to more than $100 million in revenue for Bing. This one test idea alone was Bing's single most valuable revenue generating idea they'd ever tested. This example shows why A/B testing and multivariate testing is so important. Bing increased their revenue by 12% with a simple A/B test. And that's one of the main benefits of A/B testing. You can actually impact your bottom line and increase your revenue and your conversions by running A/B tests. Another benefit that this example illustrates is the ability to do rapid iteration. You can implement a new experience, and whether it wins or loses, you can do it quickly. So you win quickly and get gains to your business, or you lose quickly and you learn what doesn't work for your visitors. A/B testing is also powerful because you're using your actual visitors to give you the result. You're not looking at just random data sets. You're not just going out and asking people what they think. Your actual visitors who are coming to your digital properties are telling you what works and what doesn't work. You're letting your data and your visitors guide your decisions, your investment decisions, your production decisions, and the things that you put out to the world. These are just a few reasons why A/B testing is so powerful and why every company should be doing it. Okay, so now you know why it's so important. Let's talk about what A/B testing is. But you may have heard this called by different names. You may have heard of split testing or conversion rate optimization or multivariate testing or landing page optimization. You may have heard it called digital optimization or online experimentation or even growth hacking. These are all just different ways of saying you're running tests, you're learning about your visitors with actual data on your actual site. Kentiko made a great animated example of what A/B testing looks like in real time. You can see from this visual that there are 4 variations they're testing, and they're allowing visitors to get each of the variations. Visitors are coming and going and cycling through experience. Some of them are good in each experience, some of them are bad. And overall, you get a result that tells you the value and impact of that test. You can see that the image on the right has the highest impact once the test is finished because that's the one the visitors liked overall. It's the one that impacted their visitor experience the most. One of the nice things about doing A/B testing is that your visitors don't know that they're in a test. They're randomly assigned and they're in your real life, real-time experience. They're not in some dev queue or some staging environment. They're not in some focus group. They're actually going through your digital experiences, experiencing what you have, and they don't know that they're being tested. This is really important because it gives an unbiased view of the experience. And by using data directly from your visitors, you're able to eliminate biases and guesses and opinions that go into building digital experiences. So now that you know what testing is, let's talk a little bit about where you can actually do those tests. You can run your A/B tests, your multivariate tests on your homepage, your landing pages, your site content or product page, your conversion flows and signups, your checkouts. You can also do your tests on your paid advertising. You might be running paid ads to get more people to your site. That's a great opportunity to do A/B testing for your paid ads. Do you have the right headlines? Do you have the right titles? Do you have the right images and thumbnails? You can also test in your mobile apps. There's an infinite number of things just like your site you can test in your mobile apps. One other thing and place you can test is your marketing campaigns. As you put out marketing content, you might want to test and see how well does that marketing content do relative to your other campaigns and your other content. And finally, another good place to test is in your emails. Basically, every time you send out an email and every visitor touch point, an email, a site, an app, any digital experience that your visitors are where they're engaging with you is a great opportunity to do A/B testing. So you can see there's all these visitor touch points where you can test, but what can you test in those visitor touch points? Well, there's a lot. You can test pages and flow, pricing, headlines, videos and testimonials, social proof. You can test how much content you put above the fold, what kind of elements they see in each experience. But you can go beyond just testing things on the page or where you put stuff. You can test your business model. For example, you might try testing, hey, what if we did free shipping and we offered that through an A/B test? By putting that in an A/B test, you would see, hey, how much more revenue did we make by offering free shipping, and what was the trade-off by comparing it to the control? You can also test back-end algorithm changes. For example, Amazon might test, well, when do we recommend these different types of products? Or when should we target a certain person or genre with this information or this product? You might also test if you're adding new products or new services to the market. How do these do if we introduce them as part of a test? By introducing them as part of a test, you see the value and impact of that product or service, and that allows you to evaluate the success in the short term and long term of that product or service. So you can see there's a lot of things you can test across a lot of places. But let's talk about how do you actually do that. I'm going to give you a quick overview of how do you get started. What are the basic steps you would need if you want to start doing A/B testing? Step number one, you need a testing tool. And there's lots of tools out there. See some of my other videos to see some reviews on those tools. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, and depending on the size of your business and how much money you have and how big a team you have, and see some of my other videos for more information on teams and growing a testing culture. But the tool you get may depend on where you're at as a company. But to do testing, you need a testing tool. So that's the first step. You need to get a testing tool. Step number two, you need to define success. In order to do a good test, you have to know what success metric you're trying to influence. If you want to increase your revenue per visitor because you're selling products, that's the main success. If you want to increase your conversion rate so you can get more visitors signing up for your newsletter, well, that's your main success. But you have to choose one success you're trying to influence so that you have a clear answer to each test. So that's the second step, define your success metric. The third step in doing an A/B test is to decide what you want to test. And I usually recommend beginning with a high-level question. You don't want to start with something too granular. You want to start with something higher level, and then once you find something that works, you kind of zoom in to get a result from there. Okay, that's the third step. Decide what you're going to test, what idea you want to try first. Usually start with something simple. Don't go crazy big, but just to choose what you want to test. The fourth step is to now create the variations based on the question or the thing you want to learn about. Ideally, you're creating your variations strategically first. So you're thinking, here's my high-level question, and here's the 3 or 4 variations, the map that would answer that question. You want to be very clear about the variations and ask, what will I learn if this variation wins? What will I learn if this variation wins? You need to know before you even start the test or code the test, what will you learn and what will you get if something wins or loses? That way, even if there's a small lift or a big lift, you're still learning about your site. So that's the fourth step. Define your variations. And the fifth step is to now code those variations. So you might need to go to your creative people and have them do a design. You may need to get your front-end developer involved so you can change the site experiences. Now the fifth step is to actually create the variations so that you can start the test. Step 6 is to activate the test. So now that you've had it coded, you've had the designer work on it, you're ready to go live, you want to make sure you have the measurements in place. Remember, you want to see how does this test influence the main success measure, and you want to make sure that measurements is tracking that, so in your test results it's very clear and easy to answer. So that's step 6, activate the test, make sure your measurements are in place. Step 7 is to analyze the results. Once your test is complete, you're going to go in and look at the results and see how each variation did relative to the others. Now there's a lot that goes into results analysis, so you might want to check out some of my other videos on that. But for now, just know that you're analyzing the results to see which one had the biggest impact. Step 8 is an important part of the process that some people lump into the previous step of analyzing results, but I want to call it out as a separate step because at step 8, what you're going to do is you're going to document what you learn and what the recommended actions were. This is an important separate step. If you don't document your learnings and evangelize those learnings or let people know about it, your testing efforts become wasted. People forget. We have short-term memories. So step 8 is critical. You have to document what you learn and let the company and everyone know about the results of the test. Step number 9 is tied to step number 8. Once you've learned something, this usually leads you to more questions. Well, this happened, and so now we wonder about X, Y, and Z. Ideation is step number 9. After you have some learnings and some recommendations from your previous test, you now take those and you create new ideas from those previous learnings. So step number 9 is ideation. Create ideas based on what you learned from the test. And that leads us to step number 10. Step number 10 is simple. You just repeat the process. With your new ideas, you can go back to the beginning, create a good business question, make sure you have the right things in place, and start a new testing series. So those are the quick and dirty 10 steps on how to get testing. You want to get a testing tool, you want to define success. You want to begin with a high-level question and then create strategic variations to answer that question. You then create your test by having designers make things and developers code things, by getting the right measurements in place when you activate the test. Then you analyze the results. You learn something from the test to make recommendations, and then you get ideas for follow-up tests based on the previous results, and then you repeat the process and do it again. To finish off, I want to show you a real-life case study of a test that I helped perform when I was working at Adobe as a consultant. One of my clients was UnderArmour.com, and we helped them run a test that led to a 12% lift, which created a massive gain, $3 million annualized gain for them. The nice thing about this test is it works so well. This was several years ago, but that is still, the test results and learning are still implemented on their site today. So let me show you what that looks like. So this was the control. As you can see, just the regular homepage, they had some products they were showing. They had a few sub-components, and then this was the bottom of their page down here. They had a few items down here. In the variation, and I'll show you these side by side so you can see the difference too. In the variation, we had a simple recommendation zone on their homepage. The business question was, how does adding recommendations to the homepage impact visitors, revenue, and their business? Their main success metric was revenue per visitor. So that's all we did. It was a simple test. We didn't do a lot of variations here because we want to test the model itself. So these are the two variations side by side. You can see that the control and the homepage and the variation are exactly the same. The only difference is the recommendation zone insert in between the last couple components of the page. And again, we've already talked about this. There was a 14% lift in revenue, which led to about $3 million in annualized income or revenue for Under Armour. This was a huge gain and an experience that they still do today. In fact, I'll show you that right now. Let me just go to UnderArmour.com. And here's their homepage. You can see the homepage has changed a lot. Hopefully they've done lots of testing since then. But as you come to the bottom of the page, you can see a similar recommended product zone. Now, I haven't shopped at Under Armour in a while, and that's why this is recommended. They must have like a most popular product algorithm going now. But this test was so successful, it's something they still do on their site today. From this example, you can see there's a huge potential for doing A/B testing the right way. It can impact your bottom line. It can make you more money. It can bring you new clients, customers. It can help you improve your business and your business models and your strategies. Everyone should be doing A/B testing. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments below, if you can let me know why you want to do A/B testing, or what, if you're already doing A/B testing, what is your favorite part about doing A/B testing? Also, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Just like the video so other people can find it as well. If you're interested in more videos on A/B testing and advanced strategy like multivariate testing and other testing techniques, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you'll be the first to know when these new videos come out. I post new videos every Thursday, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. Also, you can go to testingtheory.com or you can subscribe to my newsletter where you can learn more about A/B testing and get other advanced strategies about multivariate testing, personalization, and other topics related to digital optimization. Thanks for joining me today. Testing Theory is where marketers come to do better A/B testing and get more conversions.